Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button and keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. Alright folks, here we are after market close on Friday, August 25th. We're going to take a look at T2 Biosystems today. So first we're going to start here on the Webull chart, put in some trend lines, some levels, and then we're going to flip over to the Think or Swim study and see where things are situated there. So I'm going to put these levels in on the daily, and then we can zoom in and see sort of how they held up today. Now I'm going to start kind of far away, but it's for a reason. There are two pretty big gaps up here that I want to just have on the chart in case wants to make a big move up, and I'll just sort of know on those gray lines that it's entering and or it's about to leave a gap level. So we'll get those in there. Now if it decides to fill this first gap, that puts it up about 106, and if it decides to fill the 7, that puts it about 135, 136. So, you know, you can do the math for percentage gains, but pretty significant stuff if it heads that direction. Let's see. Yeah, it fell pretty shy. It got only to 70 cents here on this latest push, and you know, it's about 19 cents shy of even attempting that gap. So not close yet, but we'll see if it wants to make a go. So some other levels a bit closer in. Maybe I'll kind of work my way down here. We got a level right about, I would actually put it right about here, I think is a better level. And then what do we got over here? Anything cooking? Yeah, it's not bad. Got one there. And we work our way down. Probably put this one right about here. And now we're getting close into current price action. That 41 cents makes sense to me. What do we got here? And this one right here. That might be a very strong one. 33 cents. Got here 25, or high 25s, I guess. Those penny fractions always throw me for a loop. 17, it's not a ton. I mean, things would develop. I would, you know, unless it really flew down for some reason, things would develop between that 25 and 17 level to get some additional levels in there. But right now, that's where it looks kind of gappy to me. 33 down to 25, and then say 22 down to 17. So while those are, again, just pennies, like amounts-wise, percentage-wise, they're pretty significant. I'm going to see if there's a little bit of a trend line here that could take place. I wouldn't even say that this necessarily exists yet. I would need, you know, a more recent confirmation than what we have here. And if it comes down to test that uptrend supports, it would be quite a fall. So I don't know that that would hold up in either case. Maybe if it touched it because it was also adding in the 33 support or also adding in the 25, 26 support, then maybe I could see it sort of taking shape. But it's quite a big fall. It's quite a sort of not established uptrend support, and so I don't know that it could sustain a pretty quick move toward it. But, you know, we'll put it there for now. This downtrend, I'm not even going to, well, maybe I will. Let's see where we want to put this in. So I would go maybe a bit more on the conservative side here and say this was an attempted breakout, got drawn back in, and now is just sort of following it down at the moment. So if it does continue to push down, you know, this could be an interesting inflection point. But that would mean it would have to lose that 33 level. Was that the one that I felt was pretty strong? I think that 41, 46 levels are strong. 33 is not bad, but I would look at that 25 might be a bit stronger if it needs it. Who knows? But that's what I'm seeing on the daily. Now let's flip over to Thinkorswim. Now, just for reference and to not lose track of it, this is on the daily. Because of the way that Thinkorswim seems to handle lower price stocks and the channel, it just obliterates it to a point where it's just not useful at all to look at. So I have to go to a different time frame. So here we're on the 1 hour. So this might just give some indication of like where it might want to put in some motion early Monday or early in the week next week. We see here earlier, well, a few days ago, I guess, was situated well outside the channel. What I look for then is for it to draw down and test the midline. Now, when it did that, it immediately lost the midline, reconfirmed resistance, and then just continued to shove off between that and the lower bound of the channel. That was the sell-off. And then it didn't really poke through in any meaningful way out the bottom of the channel, but pushed off the lower bound, recaptured the midline, and that's when it tried to break through the upper bound of the channel again, got drawn back down, and again. So it's just sort of in an oddly clean way, kind of flip-flopping between retaking the mid-range and pushing toward the upper bound, and then losing the mid-range and pushing down toward the lower bound. And just to be clear, that mid-range is this bright blue line in the center here. So where it sits right now, as the end of Friday has taken place, fell through the bottom bound, tried to retake it today, but quickly lost it, and then just spent the day trapped below the upper low. Caught between, there's this range here, if you see this lighter gray, this sort of range between the mid-range and the lower bound. So it kind of pinned itself between the mid-range and that bound on the channel. So, question there could be, with this bearish momentum picking up and then dying down, and it sort of not getting pushed back down to the lower bound of the channel, could that signal that there's some strength that it could sort of muster going into Monday? I don't know. We'll see. The other interesting thing here, you see a lengthy triggering, all these red dots here, triggering, and then when it fired here, pretty big move down, right? That put it from about 40 cents, like that, place of potentially strong support, all the way down to, I guess, this wick down here to 31. So really significant percentage change again. So now it's triggering again. Now, will this be sort of a trigger and a misfire? A little bit like you saw here, triggering and then firing, but it didn't, I guess it dipped a bit there. But this seems to be the more significant move, which was partly caught up in the triggering phase. So a little bit messy, but that's kind of what you would anticipate with something that's been swinging like this, right? Things just get a little bit messy. But yeah, that's where things look on the study, on the 1 hour to me. And we'll see what Monday brings. And then this is what the daily looks like to me for T2. All right, folks, I hope you had a great trading week and that you enjoy your weekend. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.